Hey everybody, this is GGB Colas Peppers. We're getting back into this fourth quarter action, and again, if as long as Justin Tucker makes this field goal, it's a 14-point ball game. But it's still only a 14-point ball game in the fourth quarter. It was a 25-point ball game at halftime. So again, it's been such a good job by the Big Ten offense and really the Big Ten defense, too. They've forced a total of 0 points so far in this quarter. Now, again, it could very much be – the field goal is likely going to go in by Justin Tucker. I would be surprised if it didn't go in. So let's see if it does go in. The long snap's good, holds good. The kick is up. It is good. That makes it a 14-point ball game, but still, that is very much within range for this team, for this offense, really, to come back. I mean, this Big Ten offense has been on fire since halftime. I don't know if they realize that they should be beating the Big 12, really. I mean, the only reason the Big 12 should be winning would be if it was a shootout. Defense was killing them early on. It was stifling, and I think they figured out what they needed to do to exploit some of that weaknesses in that Big 12 offense. But the kick is going to be off by Justin Tucker. That's going to be not returnable by Raheem Mostert. He's going to take a knee. But 14 minutes and 57 seconds left will determine who will move on to the Super Bowl and will have a chance to play to be deemed the best conference for a year. Does the one-seeded curse continue? Remember, a one seed has never won the Super Bowl before. It's gone down in the conference championship once, and it's gone down in the Super Bowl once. Could this be the second year we see a team, the one seed, go down in the conference championship? Will this be the second year that the Big 10 or the Big 12 make it? We'll see. Shotgun here for for Brady. They're going to bring a four-man rush. He's going to have plenty of time. He eventually gets free, and he's going to get sacked. Huge sack there by Jerry Hughes, his second of the ball game. The Big 12's third of the ball game, which is really interesting to look at because the Big 10 has only 3 sacks in this ball game as well, and the Big 12's defensive line Big 12 has 3 sacks as well, which is really interesting because the Big 12's defensive line is nowhere near as insanely good as the Big Ten's offensive line has been. I mean, you have Joey Bosa, J.J. Watt, Nick Bosa, Casey Hayward, so many great players, but yet they're still not getting to the passer as much as you would expect them to. It looks like a 3-man rush here by the Big 12, although I could see a linebacker blitzing in. They stick with the 3-man rush, which means Tom Brady's going to have plenty of time. He fires underneath, and that's going to get the yardage back from the sack. Nice play there by Tom Brady, getting it to a manageable third down. Only second catch of the day for Allen Robinson. And Allen Robinson is he was a big part of that Mountain West win. He was a reason why they got hopped out to such a big lead early. They have 2 running backs in the backfield with Zeke and Saquon. The Big 12 bringing the blitz. He still has plenty of time to find his man, though. And he eventually throws it underneath to Saquon Barkley, but he's going to get tackled well short of that first down marker. Nice coverage there by 94, I believe, is Jerry Hughes, which is interesting for that play. But you're going to force a huge punt here if you're the Big 12 defense. Great defense played here by the Big 12. Jerry Hughes deserves a huge mention for what he was able to do, especially there. Covering Saquon Barkley in the backfield, being a defensive lineman, is no small feat by Jerry. But once again, Jerry Hughes being once a great player, and one of the major reasons I believe they're winning this football game is because of Jerry Hughes' excellence so far today. Punt's off by Sam Cock. This is going to be returnable, though, by Tyler Lockett if he gets the blocks. He does not get the blocks. A guy misses his block entirely, and that's going to put him at the 26-yard line. J.C. Jackson ends up making the tackle. J.C. Jackson's a player that you would think he would see the field because he's so great. But Denzel Ward and Marshawn Lattimore are both the starting corners for this team. And I don't know. I haven't seen a lot of J.C. Jackson, so maybe he doesn't play the nickelback. 1st and 10, though. If you're this offense, just choose some clock. You got to get out of here with the win. You get to go to a neutral field as long. Oh, the ACC could win, which means you could go on basically a third home game in this playoffs, which would be hard. Mahomes, three-man rush. He's going to sprint out. He's going to have a lot of running room. He's going to slide short of that first down marker, but he still picks up about 8 yards on the play, make it an easier 2nd and 2, and keeps that clock chugging, which is, it's important here. The clock is on your side if you're the Big 12. You're up by 14 points, basically 13 minutes left, which is, it's not impossible for the Big 10 to make this comeback, but the clock is definitely on the Big 12 side. Shotgun here from Mahomes. They're going to go pass. They bring a blitz. He fires it. It's going to get complete to Tyler Lockett once again. And while Tyler Lockett has not been a huge benefactor in the first half, he has been a major reason why they have still such a commanding lead in this game. And it's because of his huge plays in the second half. He's had 2 third-down conversions. He's been a pretty important player here today, despite the stats not showing it. Looks like it might be a 6-man rush, actually, which is bad news if you're the Big 12, unless you can get this out quickly. They actually bring the 6-man rush, I'm right, 5-man rush, actually. Gets it out to Mark Andrews. It picks up the first down. And Mark Andrews is a seriously underrated player in this game. What a game so far by Mark Andrews. 12 catches, 99 yards, and both tight ends for both teams. George Kittle has had an amazing game as well. The receivers have not had great games. It's been the tight ends here today that have been so huge. It looks like it's a blitz coming up the middle, so they actually split, mixing out wide. They do bring that blitz. He fires it. He's going to be complete on the sideline to Sterling Shepard. Gets 6 yards on that play. 303 passing yards. Mahomes has had a phenomenal day. 7 catch for 70 yards. For Sterling Shepard, he's averaging 10 yards per carry, 10 yards per catch, which is pretty impressive. Shotgun here from Mahomes. Looks like a 4-man rush, although I don't see them playing the blitz. They don't. He has time. He fires it to Mark Andrews once again. He fumbles it out of bounds, but it turns out not to mean much because it's out of bounds. It doesn't really matter. But that's going to be 119 yards so far for Mark Andrews. They're going to have it at the 25-yard line. I don't know why they're celebrating so much. It was not even come close to recovered by the Big Ten. Nice strip there by Logan Ryan. But still, the clock is still moving. Actually, it's not. For some reason, I guess the fumble out of bounds stops the clock. I didn't know that. Shotgun from Mahomes. They bring a blitz. He eventually finds Sterling Shepard, who gets it all the way down to the 7-yard line. And now the clock's still moving. If you put this in the end zone, it's going to be a 21-point ball game. That's going to be a really tough comeback if you're the Big Ten. Especially if I was the Big 12, I'd be chewing a lot of clock off of this. I'd be like chewing so much clock. It'd be insane. I would not even come close to giving the Big Ten very much time at all. I'd be taking this down to 1 second every time, but Madden isn't like that. So shotgun here from Mahomes. Looks like it might be a blitz by the Big Ten. They actually don't. They bring a 4-man rush as usual. He has time, although he's eventually pressured by Joey Bosa. He's able to escape the sack. He's going to scramble. He's going to throw it the last second and gets it to... What a pass. What a play by Patrick Mahomes. Second receiving touchdown of the ball game for Mark Andrews, but I'd love to see that play again. Not only does that looked like I was going to be sacked by Joey Bosa, but he's able to escape the sack. He's able to get it outside, and he's able to throw a dime of a pass to Mark Andrews. Oh, they're not showing. There was a corner there, and missed opportunity by Joey Bosa, but huge play by Mahomes, able to thread the needle to Mark Andrews, and this is why Mark Andrews is such an important member of this team, and it's the reason why I believe that the Big 12 is legitimately Super Bowl contenders. They really are this year. It's weird because in a recent year, they're normally in the conversation at the very least, where if they have an insane game on offense, they can win it, but their defense has always let them down. It has always been the defense. The Big 10 loss, it was the defense. Now, the Big 12 loss, it was a little bit on the offense. The ACC was just that dominant that year, though. But the defense has always let them down. The defense this year has been so good. They just held the Big 10 offense, which has Saquon Barkley, Tom Brady, an amazing offensive line. Stephon Diggs, Michael Thomas, Allen Robinson, George Kittle, has so many great players. Raheem Mostert's going to take a knee. And it has been, it's been simple for the Big 12 defense. It's really been kind of easy for them to lock down with this team, which is really weird. It really is an odd thing that they've been so good. They really, I don't know. To me, it's insane. It really is how good this Big 12 defense has been, how locked down it's been, how absolutely great. That's crazy. They're talking about the Big 12 defense being good. That's insane to me. But yet, here I am having that conversation. Empty set here for Tom Brady. Looks like a three-man rush, so they could see a blitz. They do bring a blitz up the middle with Kwiatkowski. Fires it outside to, I believe, Saquon Barkley actually there makes the catch. He gets the first down. And, yeah, Saquon Barkley's been, he's been good. I don't know how else to say it. The offense hasn't been insanely bad. The statistics are there. But it's just, they're stopped in key moments by this defense. Shotgun here for Brady. He's going to go pass, four-man rush. Although Hughes has the edge. He fires it deep, and that's going to be incomplete, although it could have been. It was close to being picked off, but just too far out of bounds. And brings up a 2nd and 10. I don't know where Brady was going with that pass. It looked like it was way overthrew his receiver on that play. And brings up a 2nd and 10. Looks like another four-man rush. We could see the corner possibly blitzing from the outside, so watch out for that. Shotgun here from Brady. They're going to go pass. They actually go screen here to Barkley, and he's going to have the first down. Actually, they're going to tackle him just short of that first down. I thought Kwiatkowski had that play diagnosed from the beginning. I think he did, but he just didn't have enough speed to stop Barkley there. So, brings up a 3rd and inches. I see. You're going for it no matter what. You're down by 21 points with 10 minutes left. So, I don't know. Play action isn't an insane idea here. So, Brady's actually going to go pass here. Screen again to Saquon Barkley. How do you not see that coming? And he ends up picking up just enough to get that first down. Nice tackle made by number 27, Earl Thomas. But 1st and 10, it's a big first down conversion. But again, if you're the Big 12, you'll take that. See, you'll take that every day of the week because you get only about 2 yards on that play. The clock keeps moving, and you're not really doing much. The clock keeps moving. You haven't moved that far downfield. It's a win for the Big 12, really. Shotgun here for Brady. The four-man rush he's going to have forever. He throws it underneath to Kittle again, and he's going to get tackled for only about a 3-yard gain. And again, I take this every day of the week if I'm the Big 12. The clock is moving. You're up by 21 points. 10 tackle of the ball game for Jason Verrett. But the clock is moving. There's only about 8.5 minutes left in this ball game. Under center here for Tom Brady. He's going to go pass. Four-man rush still. Throws it. And that's that was caught. That was bad. That was a bad decision, but Tom Brady's able to thread the needle. Tennessee challenges the call on the field that it was a complete pass. I am very confused about what you're trying to accomplish, Tennessee. Excuse? I don't understand, Tennessee. What are you trying to... I don't think that's a catch now that I look at it a second time. What were you trying to accomplish? Explain it to me. Explain to me why you would challenge that, Tennessee. Explain. Explain that, Tennessee. I don't get it. But it looks like it's going to be upheld somehow. I don't understand that. But I don't get it at all. I don't know what they gained from that. It seems like this challenge was successful because they didn't lose a timeout. It's so confusing. Three-man rush, it looks like. They stick with it. He fires underneath George Kittle. He's going to get tackled for only about a 5-yard gain, which, again, if you're the Big 12, take this every day of the week. It's taken them a long time to drive down this field. They're only 36-yard line, I'd like to point out. And they've taken up about 3 minutes already on this drive. So, again, I'd take it. I really would. Looks like it might be a blitz, although I could see them dropping out and just bring this a normal four-man rush. his own normal four-man rush, which is an interesting formation. He throws it underneath to Michael Thomas, who picks up the first down, like 5 yards again, though, on that play. And it's 1st and 10 at the 30-yard line. But again, the clock is moving. I'd have shown a decent amount of alacrity here. I'd be trying to speed up, maybe go a little bit of no huddle. It doesn't seem like that's what they're doing. Shotgun here for Brady. He has his X factor lit up. A 3-man rusher by the Big 12. He's going to have a long time to find a target. He throws it underneath to Kittle once again, who's going to fight his way for about 6 yards on the play. Nice fight there by George Kittle. Brings up a 2nd and 4. Again, George Kittle's having an insane game, too. 12 receptions, 28 yards. And Trey Flowers actually was on the field that time. Trey Flowers is a player that he's like a dime player, so it's interesting. Under center here is Tom Brady. And they're going to go pass again. Looks like another 4-man rush by the offense. They dump it underneath once again to Stephon Diggs, I believe, on that one. And it brings up a 1st and 10. But actually, Michael Thomas has that catch. But again, they've took about, at the very least, 4 minutes. It could be 5 minutes by the time they end this drive. And there might be only 6 minutes left in this ballgame. So Michael Thomas has his X-Factor ability as well. 2 tight end set here with Mike Gesicki. They bring Michael Thomas in. They go pass. He fires it underneath to Michael Thomas, who makes the catch and gets about 5 yards on the play. But again, you take this if you're the Big 12. Like, they're going to spend so much time. They spent so much time already on this drive. 5 minutes. 5 minutes on this drive, basically. And the best they can do is cut the score to 14. I mean, cut the lead to 14. So under center here with Yanovich on the field is Tom Brady. Looks like a 5-man rush here by the Big 12. Although I could see them bringing the linebackers if they go run. They do go run, and he's going to be stuffed. He's going to be tackled for about no gain on the outside. Great tackle there by Kenneth Murray Jr. Brings up a 3rd and 5. And again, the clock is still moving. It could be 5.5 minutes. If this, it's going to be at the very least 5.5 minutes. Could be 6 minutes. This could be a 6-minute drive in a time where you needed to get a touchdown quickly. Under center here again is Tom Brady with Yanovich on the field. They go run again with Saquon. Cuts it to the outside. He's going to pick up the 1st down. Gets it to the 5-yard line. Still, clock is moving. Nice play by Saquon. There was nothing on the inside. It's a great decision to cut it to the outside. This offense has had a long break, that's for sure. They haven't had to see the field in like 6 or 7 minutes. It's just a long time to just be sitting there on the sidelines. It's been a long drive. I'll credit the Big Ten with that one. But this is a drive you would go on if you were in the lead, not if you were behind. Yeah, you're down by 21 points. It's only going to be 5 minutes remaining. A little bit less than that now. You've spent about 6 minutes on this drive, so both Thomas and Brady's lit up shot. They go handoff to Saquon. He's going to have a decent-sized hole, but he only gets about 2 yards on it. Nice tackle made by this Big 12 defense, and Nick Kwiatkowski is accredited with that one. Nick Kwiatkowski hasn't been an insanely good player today. He obviously has the pick that allowed them one of their touchdowns. But he's been beaten by George Kittle a couple times today. Under center here with 2 tight end formation is Tom Brady. They could have spent 7 minutes on this drive as possible. Tom Brady throws it to no one. I guess just throwing the ball away. 3rd and goal. I mean, you have to go for it, the touchdown regardless. And this would be a huge stop if you're the Big 12 defense. I think I'd run it again with Saquon. I honestly would. Saquon has been so good for you today. 3 tight ends set here with Hawkinson on the field. It looks like a goal line by this Big 12 team. They go run up the middle with Saquon Barkley. He's going to go nowhere. Stuffed once again by this Big 12 defense. 3rd tackle by Deshaun Elliott. And they could if you don't get a touchdown here, the game's officially over. If you're the Big 10 Titans, like there's no possible world where you can come back from that. There's just zero. There's none. Where you can come back from a 21-point deficit in like 2 minutes, which is likely where you're going to get the ball back at. Well, sure, 3 timeouts most likely, but that's the best you can do. Under center here is Tom Brady. Looks like another goal line defense by the Big 12. They go run again with Saquon. He's going to get tackled in the backfield. And a huge stop for this Big 12 defense to stave off the Big Ten's final hopes, and it is definitely looking like the Big Ten is going to be, their hopes are once again going to be dashed in the conference championship. Emmanuel Ogbah and Bruce Irvin with a big tackle, and Mahomes retakes the field. It's likely not going to be Mahomes. I wouldn't have Mahomes passing it, that's for sure. And it's looking like we're going to have to flip that coin, everyone, in a couple of days. About 5 days from now, we'll be flipping that coin to see if Alex Okafor is going to be playing in that Super Bowl. I don't know if anyone else is, but I'm kind of excited to see the Big 12 back in their second Super Bowl appearance. First one televised. Shotgun here from Mahomes. I bet this is going to be a run to Mixon. They do go run up the middle with Mixon. He's going to pick up 3 yards on the play. Mixon's been unproductive here today, but I mean, who needs Mixon to be productive when your defense has been so good and Mahomes is basically carrying your team? I mean, there really is no point. There's no reason for Mixon to be super effective. You don't need him to be super effective. Shotgun here from Mahomes. He's going to hand it off to the outside run to Mixon. He's going to get tackled for a loss of about 2. They count it as a yard there. Second tackle for loss by Levante David. But again, that's something you should be celebrating here if you're the Big Ten. Now, there's still a chance. But scoring 21 points in, you'd be given, 2 minutes. I seriously think you're going to get about 2 minutes. It'd be insanely difficult. Obviously, you still have your 3 timeouts, so you could still punt it. You still have the the kickoff opportunity. But you're gonna have to get at least 1 onside, which is it's really difficult to get in a Madden game, and you have to score so quickly. It's gonna make your head spin. So shotgun here for Mahomes and company. They're gonna snap this ball with 2 seconds remaining. Mahomes is actually gonna pass it. Oh, but he's gonna get sacked for a safety. Oh, that's gonna make this a 19-point ball game. Bosa is in JJ Watt is in the zone. He scores a safety. They're going to have to punt this ball away with 2 minutes and 21 seconds remaining. But still got to score 19 points. You got to double the amount of points that you've scored all game long. And this is why I would not have done that. I would have run the ball again and choose more clock. But you probably have the game in the bag if you're the Big 12 Cardinals. It would take an insane comeback by Tom Brady. Hey everybody, sorry about that. My iPhone storage ran out. I haven't had that problem in a while. I think that's Trust Way to punt this ball away. It's going to be good field position, returnable by Stephon Diggs. He's going to get to the 35-yard line. But again, if I'm that Big 12 defense, I play that same kind of defense. You just no big plays. I'm even letting 15, 20-yard plays. That's fine. Just not a huge, long touchdown. As long as you don't allow this, you should have this game almost entirely under wraps. After the 2-minute warning, obviously do not let them go out of bounds. Make sure you tackle them inbounds. Because otherwise there's no point. But both Tom Brady and Michael Thomas are lit up, so that's reason for concern if you're the Big 12 defense. 4-man rush here, so he's going to have plenty of time. He fires it to Michael Thomas, who gets about 15 yards on the play. That's going to get it to the 2-minute warning. Statistically, you have Michael Thomas has over 100 yards on the day. You have George Kittle, 100 and close to 130. And if you told that to Big Ten fans, they would assume they won this football game. They are very much in position to lose this football game. And it's because they haven't converted on their opportunities. Micah Hyde basically said, hey, here's the ball back. Just don't turn it over, and we're not going to give up a touchdown. And then, but Tom Brady, they immediately turned it over. They had the ball close to the end zone, and they had 1st and goal, and they failed 4 times. Shotgun here for Tom Brady. Both of them X-Factors lit up. They go screen here to Saquon Barkley. He's going to get... Oh, wait. I thought he was going to get tackled by Nick Kwiatkowski, but he's able to get out of bounds and get a 13-yard gain. It's a great play there made by Saquon Barkley. Saquon Barkley has been effective, whether it's in the passing game or in the running game. He's been effective both. He's 40 yards through the air. It's not, super effective, but still. Under center here is Tom Brady. Looks like a 3-man rush for the Big 12. They have a 4th man as a spy for some reason. They show it underneath to Michael Thomas, but They tackle in bounds, which means the clock's still moving, which if I'm the Big Ten Titans, I definitely would not be huddling up. 12th catch of the ball game for Michael Thomas. I think Xavien Howards just letting up on him, just making sure he doesn't give up the big play, though. Minute and a half remaining. Tom Brady shotgun. Looks like a four-man rush. They go underneath him, Michael Thomas again. But again, minute 20 seconds remaining. This game is all but over. You can hear it from the fans. They're disappointed. And the Big 12 has come into yet another home team. Yet another one. And they've upset a team that had Super Bowl aspirations, which is insane to me. Tom Brady is going to pass this one. He fires it underneath to George Kittle. He's going to pick up about 7 yards in that play. Clock's still moving. Not using their timeouts with only 50 seconds down by 19 points. Again, that's still a 3-possession ball game. It's not good. 40 seconds here remaining. Shotgun for Brady. They're going to pass it underneath the Saquon, who's going to get out of bounds, stop the clock. But still, 35 seconds remaining. This is only for basically bragging. This is only for, I don't know what else to say, but like pride. This is the pride for this team, and it's obviously not good for the Big Ten. This was supposed to be their year, 3-man rush. Actually, bring a 4th man on the blitz. He's fighting it. He gets it to the end zone. It's going to be a touchdown to Stephon Diggs. Likely a meaningless touchdown unless the most insane comeback of all time happens in the next 30 seconds. Obviously, you go for 2 here. It makes it an 11-point ball game. It's still out of reach, but at the very least, it's a 2-possession ball game. You still have all 3 of your timeouts, which I don't know why you didn't use them this drive, but you can use them next drive if you get the onside back. Stephon Diggs gets... you got to go for 2. They actually go for the extra point, which is weird. I don't understand that, because if you go for 2 and you get 2 touchdowns, it's only a 3-point ball game. You only need a field goal. This 2-point conversion would have been the smart move there, only down by 19. But they're going to have to go onside here regardless, and it's likely over. It's meaningless anyways. So, I don't know. The fans look excited despite, their team losing badly. And the Big 12 Cardinals, they've went on the road. And I've said this before. They went on the road to the SEC, a team that thought they could make it to the Super Bowl. The SEC always thinks they can make it to the Super Bowl. They got upset. The Big 12 has come here to Tennessee and upset the Big Ten Titans. Can they do it a third time if the ACC ends up winning? Can they go to Tampa and upset them? Who knows? We'll see next week if they end up facing Tampa. Onside kick is off. It's recovered by Hollywood Brown. So all of this does not matter. And they might call their timeouts, but this is holding on to hope, holding on to something that just isn't around anymore. And the Big 12 Cardinals have traveled to Tennessee. They went from New York to Tennessee. Next week they'll be going to Tampa. And this offense, this defense have both put up a whale of a game. Really impressed with both of these teams. And, it's just insane to me what the Big 12 has been able to do so far this season. It's been a magical season so far for the Big 12. It started off poorly against the MAC, where the MAC almost pulled off the huge upset. And to think, if that had happened, they go run here with Joe Mixon, who's going to pick up 3 yards in the play. They call the timeout. It's all meaningless though. You're not even gonna come close to scoring a touchdown, scoring a touchdown. Which at least you're gonna have 2. You're not even gonna have 20 seconds to score them. It's all over. But 3 tight ends set here. I'll explain it a little bit later. This guy could come to a run with Mixon. 100%. It's a run up the middle with Mixon. He's going to pick up the first down, and he's going to have enough room. He's going to run it in for a touchdown, and despite Mixon not having a very productive day, he gets a 41-yard touchdown to finish off the day. And, man, talk about a dagger, rubbing salt in a wound if you're the Big 12. But Joe Mixon ends up getting his statistical touchdown. But like I was saying before, I think this magical run could have all been over in the first round if the MAC had pulled off that upset that they very much came close to doing. They put it down to a 3-point lead at one point, and they had the ball. But the defense ended up making some crucial plays, as well as the offense down the stretch of that game, and it gave them the win. But then they just came out, and they have dominated against the Big Ten and the SEC. They've beaten the 3 seed and the 1 seed so far this playoffs. And we could easily end up seeing the 4 seed versus the 6 seed in the Super Bowl. And we'll talk a little bit more about the history of the ACC and the Pac-12 later on. Hint, they've never played before, which makes it for a very interesting game. Aaron Rodgers versus Lamar Jackson. And it's going to be an interesting game whoever wins that game, because Patrick Mahomes will be in the Super Bowl. But Tom Brady is going to take his first loss ever in the Conference of Champions, which is crazy to me. Insane. But it's true. Tom Brady's going to get his first L, and the Big Ten has had yet another disappointing season. 13 seconds left before this ball game's over. 2 timeouts for the Big Ten. They're going to drag this out about as much as possible. But you've basically lost. You're down by 19 points. That's a 3-possession game. You have 13 seconds. I don't even know if it's possible. Like, if everything goes your way, I don't think it's possible. But Tom Brady's going to pass this ball. He's going to fire it to an open. Michael Thomas is going to get it to midfield. They're going to call a timeout. There's only 6 seconds left, so maybe they're hoping to get one last touchdown. A Hail Mary attempt from the 50-yard line. That's really all they have left to get in the end zone. But let's be honest here. The Big Ten Titans came out. They weren't ready. But the Big 12 Cardinals, they deserve all the credit for this win. The defense has been phenomenal. 3-man rush. Tom Brady's going to have forever to throw this Hail Mary. Eventually it's pressure, but it's going to get to the end zone. It's going to be incomplete, bounced off a couple of heads, and it's official. Tom Brady is out. Mike Vrabel is out. This might be he has another chance to coach him next year, but this was supposed to be the year, and the Big 12 have proved to be a giant slayer here early on. Tom Brady is thanking his offensive linemen. He's saying hello to everyone. Tony Jefferson II, who didn't see much playing time today. Jerry Hughes, which has had a whale of a game. And there we go. There's the helmets. There's the official score. And while the Titans outscored the Big 12 and after halftime, it turned out not to be enough to pull off the comeback. And there the Big 12 Cardinals go. They're heading into the locker room, and they know they're heading to the Super Bowl. They'll be watching next week in the next couple of days along with you to see who they'll be playing. But that's it for the Big Ten. They're going to be sent home once again in a disappointing fashion with an upset. Last year, the upset by the ACC. Tom Brady's looking back. Might be his last time as their starting quarterback. But hey, everybody, this is GGB, Co-host Pepper saying, adios, amigos.